It looked to us that Egypt is becoming a country that sucks up aid a lot more from the Gulf states than from us, as you know, contributing very, very little to regional security and treating the aid as an entitlement that simply must continue and continue and continue. Yes, they are engaged with ISIL in the Sinai, but as we've heard, in ways that probably make the problem steadily worse rather than better. Just how counterproductive the tactics are. This is basically a window into a strategy in which young men who may or even may not be members of ISIS are rounded up, executed in cold blood, and then passed off as casualties in a battlefield fight so that the army can look good. We know from history that is the way to lose a fight like this, not to win. Almost any observer of the Sisi government, I think, would agree that over the last 2 or 3 years, the primary priority of the Egyptian military and of General Sisi has not been to fight terrorism or to improve governance. It has been to make sure that what happened in 2011, the Tahrir Square rising, something like that can never, ever, ever, ever happen again in Egypt, and that the power of the military over the country's politics and economics is not challenged again. And as a result, they have concentrated as much on persecuting their political opponents, peaceful protesters, independent NGOs, the very people in the country who are most likely to despise jihadism, as it has on hunting down terrorists. My job was talking to authoritarian governments around the world, and I have to say the meetings with the government of Egypt were amongst the least productive and most unpleasant. A lot of governments around the world that do things we don't like, but you can have a thoughtful, intelligent conversation where you're talking to somebody who you feel like they've got the best interest of their country in mind, but they have a different vision for how to achieve them. And in the case of Egypt, it's just angry, rude denial of all problems, and how dare you, U.S. government official, raise these things with us, and where